That's a crazy thing to get mad over. It's like, yeah, I should just walk. Well, what happens when the sidewalk is over? Just walk on the street and just get killed. Anyway, Lex Fridman and Donald Trump's these 2 days campaign mania is upon us. Venezuelan gangs have overtaken Colorado. Wukong later. Get in now. Okay. Dude, get this absolutely insane, and Hyundai are actually killing it. Dude, I know. The Hyundai, it looks phenomenal. It's just not out until... When did you give up styling your hair? I don't know. Does it look bad? I feel like it looks fine. I'm an Aussie, used to be Burple.
All right, we gotta talk about this.
The Ioniq 5? Dude, I am not getting this car. Okay? You are insane. I am not getting a fucking Hyundai Ioniq, dude. That's crazy. Okay? Like, look at this ugly ass thing, dude. I mean, listen, the Hyundais are decent. They have like decent EVs. No disrespect. But like, I'm not touching that, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Bro, this is literally like... You know, back in the day when the Priuses were first popping off, people would be like, oh, gay. Like, you have a Prius. Priuses are great, right? This is literally... This is way worse than that, okay? Best EV year over year. Man, I am not getting this shit, dude. Holy fuck, 459 miles? How is that possible? What? Oh, no, it's 134 miles with 72% battery. This looks like the new car for cottagecore lesbians. Bro, this shit, like, that is a crazy thing. Like, this is a crazy... Bro said, get a Hyundai, dude. No, dog, I'm not getting a fucking Hyundai, okay? If I'm getting, an Asian car, it's going to be a Toyota, motherfucker, okay? I am... this is a Toyota family, okay? This is a Toyota family, okay? Sorry, no disrespect to the Koreans out there, okay? You're crazy. Best gay car to date. Why? I don't understand why they make EVs look so ass, dude. I just don't get it. I don't know why. Like, ugh. Why does everyone sleep on Volvo? It's the worst car that my family has ever owned. My mom used to have a Volvo. It's so boring. It's a car that you get when you literally want like safety over anything else. You have a family and you like really care about safety. Okay? That's the vehicle that you purchase when you got that situation. Watch this Jason Camisa Icon Bronco Raptor video. Dude, I'm not getting a fucking Bronco Raptor. Get out of here. People have said, I saw it. Bronco Raptors are literally fucking getting marked down by like 50 grand right now. Okay? Like, if I was an off-roader, I'd get like a Jeep Wrangler or something. Okay? Why the fuck would I get a Bronco Raptor? I'm not an off-roader. Exactly. Perfect time to buy one. Yeah, because no one is buying it because it's insanely fucking priced up for no goddamn reason. You want me to buy $100,000 fucking SUV when like it's not even on the off-roading front, it's not as good as like a car that is cheaper than it. I am not going to get the GTI chatter. It's Stop. Okay, we're done. We're done with the car situation. Y'all are being annoying. Okay. All right. Well, let's blast off. Okay. Here it is. We're blasting off. We're getting into the news. Oh, please. That's one paycheck for you. First of all, it's just not, it doesn't make sense. Like if I'm going to drop $100,000 on a vehicle, I want to get a fucking car that I actually like. I'm just saying that it doesn't even like reach the performance standards of like, I'm not an off-roader anyway, but even as an off-roader, it like there's better off-roading cars out there. They're just literally listing cars to piss you off. Yeah, they're just like really adamant about the specific car that they like. Social justice. Because of your car taste, I'm convinced you need Jesus in your life. Why? Because I said I really like the 4Runner. That's like the top contender right now. Okay, well, my big ass truck and my jujitsu classes make me feel all right about my small wiener. Who cares that I'm putting people at risk? Dude, not my problem. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
These are
Tyler Oliveira investigates the Venezuelan gangs taking over Colorado. Let's go. All right. Do you ever regret telling Chad things you want? Yes. When it comes down to like personal news, it is one of my biggest regrets, honestly. Like telling chat personal news related shit gets heated real quick because everyone has like really everyone has a lot of opinions. Okay. Typical rich boy with more money than taste. Okay. What is the? Did you guys know that the iconic, this is like neither here nor there, it's completely irrelevant, but did you guys know that the iconic Shelby was designed by a North Korean man? Like straight up. It's such a fucking sick story. Yeah. A motherfucking North Korean man, straight up with his family members in North Korea. Okay. Yup. The iconic 1967 Shelby GT500 and many other. The North Korean designer responsible for the 1967 Shelby GT500. John Shin could not have been involved in the design of 1967 GT 350 and 500. This runs contrary to the claims that he contributed to the design of the 1967 model year Shelbys, as well as the coiled Cobra logo. The timeline does not appear to contradict the claims he had influences in 68 and 69. Fred Goodall, Shelby's chief engineer at the time, hired John Chun to come work for Shelby immediately after Mr. Chun graduated from Art Center College of Design. According to Art Center's records, that graduation took place in 1967. According to the Shelby Registry, the first 1967 Shelby cars began shipping to dealers in 1966. By the time Chun arrived, 1967 cars and the updated Cobra emblem were already completed. The credit for the 67 range goes for Ford designer Charles McHose, who died January 31st, 2020. Mr. McHose arrived at Shelby in April 66, immediately undertaking the Herculean task. Mr. McHose was by all accounts a self-effacing sort of person, not one to speak the spotlight. Damn, this shit got debunked immediately. What the fuck? This made me sad. The rest of Chun's story appears to be true. He did escape from what would become North Korea, worked with the U.S. troops during the Korean War, and worked long hours after school while earning his degree. Art Center confirmed that Mr. Chun graduate was the first Korean. It is possible some of his ideas were adopted for the early 68 advertising models, but more research is required in this area. So he didn't. So he helped. He didn't entirely design it. This editor's note immediately disqualifies the entire article. What the fuck? 50 years after these events, memories get tangled. The historical record can be incomplete. In this case, we're at least able to accurately state where credit for the 67 is due and where it is not. The loss of both men, each a contributor to a breed of legendary cars, is an erosion of history. We mourn their passing. POV, when I watch a streamer spread misinformation, I mean, I Also, he collaborated and defected. I don't think he literally fucking collaborated. I don't know why it's making it seem like that, because it seemed like he was very proud of his roots. Like I saw one interview. I saw a readout of one interview where he talked about like how funny it is that he's like North Korean. And it didn't seem like he was like, you know, God damn, look at these new emotes from Oliver. Holy shit. Believer, doubter. Okay. Get the motorcycle from Akira. Okay, dude. Y'all are crazy. We're done with the car conversation. We're done with the car talk. Okay. Y'all have lost the plot in its fucking entirety. Okay. I will not be purchasing a motorcycle, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Now you're being crazy. Okay. You're being extra fucking crazy. Yeah. Get a Gundam, dude. Get Optimus Prime. Dude, get a spaceship, dude. What are you doing? Get a fighter jet. Get a fighter jet. Get an Eva. Get an Eva. Get a yacht. Get a yacht. Get a yacht. Get a yacht. Motorcycle. Yeah, dude. I'm going to get a fucking motorcycle so I can get killed. HasanAbi car nerds are fucking insane. This was the worst conversation to start. I know. It like knocked the wind out of my goddamn sails. I'm not gonna lie. Because car talk is like one of those things where everyone has like very, very serious opinions, like very firmly held convictions that they will go nutty over. All right, let's start. Israeli protests are intensifying after execution of hostages. I mean, I'm just gonna skip the Israel stuff and the Ukraine stuff. We'll get back to that later. Let's get started on Harris and Biden campaigning in Pennsylvania to court union workers. Donald Trump didn't really do a fucking Labor Day spot, but he's back now. He's going to do a spot today. Let's start off with campaign mania. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started.
With just 9 weeks to go, the battle for the White House is now a dramatically
God damn, that shit is
changed
loud.
race. Harris versus Trump, with the current president, Joe Biden, campaigning for the first time alongside his VP, who now tops the Democratic ticket.
She has a backbone like a ramrod. And she has the moral compass of a saint. This woman knows what she's doing.
Harris in Pennsylvania, using the Labor Day holiday to emphasize her commitment to union workers.
When union wages go up, everybody's wages go up. When union workplaces are safer, all workplaces are safer. When unions are strong, America is strong.
Noticeably off the train.
Dude, if you can't recognize the difference between Kamala Harris's speech on unions versus Kamala Harris on any other issue, I don't know what to tell you. If you can't recognize the difference between Kamala Harris on unions versus the Hillary Clinton Labor Day speech that we watched, you are probably so oblivious you don't realize this September, and at the top of the hour there's a 3-minute ad break, and that if you subscribe for $6 or for free, I don't know what the September benefits are, I still haven't figured that out, you will be able to avoid said ads. Okay? Like, I was genuinely surprised at how dynamic she was when talking about unions. It does strike me as one of those like weird areas of interest for her, surprisingly. This is definitely a Biden era change for the Democratic Party, where they actively communicate to unions, say labor unions, don't just talk about like workers, don't just talk about the middle class. I think it's good. It's a good change. We'll see if this change also means that they will, do things that make it easier to organize. But I think more casual people don't notice the differences, seem mostly glossed over by who's doing the speaking. Still, it's a welcome change of attitude and a welcome change of pace in general. Did you watch the Lex interview? Dog, I just started. It hasn't even been an hour yet. I ran the first 3-minute ad break just now. Not disputing Biden admin, especially NLRB, wasn't good for unions, but didn't unionization percentage fall under Biden? Yes. The issue, of course, is that these are historic trends. The existing unions also happen to get like pretty solid contracts under Biden, though, like historic contracts under Biden. But yes, the unionization percentage is at an all-time low.
Trail this Labor Day, Mr. Trump, but attacking Harris on his social media platform, writing all Americans are suffering during this holiday weekend. Also, over the weekend, the former president sparking new controversy by insisting he had every right to interfere with the 2020 election while repeating his false claim that criminal election interference cases against him are politically motivated.
Whoever heard you get indicted for interfering with a presidential election where you have every right to do it? You get indicted and your poll numbers go up.
The next major moment in this race, the presidential debate, now just 1 week away. Multiple sources familiar with Harris's preparations tell NBC News she's held a series of work sessions.
This sucks ass, by the way. Kamala expected to unveil second key economic policy plank for New Hampshire speech Wednesday, focus on small biz and startups, likely mix, including tax credit grants, technical assistance. Why does that suck ass? Because that right there is precisely what the Democrats always do. That is old school Democratic Party nonsense. Okay, here we go. Okay, ain't nobody out there is ever going to get excited for fucking tax credits for small business and startups. It is boring as fuck. It literally sucks. It sucks. It's means tested garbo. I hate it. I think it's bad policy. I think it's bad politics. Okay? Straight up. Straight the fuck up. The issue, however, is that it appeals to the absolute worst, most annoying motherfuckers out there. So we'll be hearing a lot of people, we'll be hearing a lot from people, the exact worst type of people in society, Redditors and the like, who love this type of shit, even if they don't have a small business, but they get really fucking annoying and technical about how like great this actually is. I think it sucks. It is poison. It is the exact opposite of like broad sweeping changes in the legislative agenda. For example, you know what helps small businesses? The way that Tim Walz talks about this is phenomenal. Paid family leave. Why does that help small businesses? Because now small businesses don't have to fucking compete against Walmart or other massive, ginormous corporations that can offer paid family leave. Okay? That's how you help small businesses. Push for broad sweeping legislative changes for all Americans and then angle it from the perspective of small businesses. Don't try to directly target startups and small businesses. It is unnecessarily divisive, and it is also fucking boring. Lol at Walmart offering, no, it's not. Sure, Walmart doesn't fucking offer it. I know, but you know what I mean. Like there are large chains that are more competitive, that can offer better, that can sometimes offer better amenities to their workers in comparison to a fucking small business. Okay. Yeah, this was really funny. This is a classic old school Kamala Harris one. This is a banger. We made fun of this a lot in 2019. Yesterday, I announced that as president, I'll establish a student loan debt forgiveness program for Pell Grant recipients who start a business that operates for 3 years in disadvantaged communities. Ah! as opposed to just doing student loan debt forgiveness. What the fuck? Why can't you just say student loan debt forgiveness? Like, this was in 2019 when she was running in the primary. Terrible instincts in general. What a laughable fucking notion. I want to thank everyone for your feedback and clarify some confusion. We have an opportunity gap in our country, and one thing we need to do is support black entrepreneurs. I have a plan to do that on multiple fronts. It's also unnecessarily identity politics focused as well, which is annoying because, like, dude, like, this is not helping black people. This is helping like 8 black people, okay? And you have unnecessarily tied like student loan debt relief to helping out like 8 black people that might leave might leave a fucking college and then go back to a community that is underserved and start a fucking podcast or some shit. Like, it sucks. Yeah. So stupid. Student loan relief for Pell Grant recipients is just one component of our plan to reduce the opportunity gap for black entrepreneurs. Along with $12 billion in direct capital, we can ensure black entrepreneurs have a real shot at starting small businesses. Ben Norton, Bernie Sanders, we should forgive all student debt and make public universities free by taxing Wall Street. Neoliberal cop Kamala Harris, we should offer to forgive only up to $20,000 in student debt if someone opens up a business and runs it for 3 years. Like, what an incredibly bad idea. Anyway, this was like an old one. This was a like an old, terrible, means tested, like classic old school Democratic Party bad idea, okay? Matt Brunig is also saying what I've been kind of pointing to for a while now, which is, you know, tax credits. Everything's a tax credit. Respect to TPC for the Tax Policy Center for spending most of this piece on the administrative problems of this proposal. We need way more of that in the discourse in general. All these problems are solvable if you stop implementing this shit as tax credits, though weirdly, that's never on the table. It's not weird. It's because Americans are geared towards tax cuts. Americans and the Democrats are terrified of presenting anything as like spending money on Americans, and only can angle any sort of political movement in the direction of less taxes. That's it. Okay? That's it. And it's very frustrating. It's fucking so frustrating. I mean, I've talked about this as well. It's just like everything's a tax cut. Everything's a tax cut. Everything's a tax credit. You really don't have to talk about how to best mitigate all the problems caused by having the IRS run a welfare program. You really can just decide not to have any of those problems if by designing it as a normal Social Security Administration program. I mean, don't get me wrong. Whom among us does not like the intellectual challenge of how to do things in ways that don't make sense? I'd love to see a paper on how the Mine Health Safety Administration could run child allowance. But when it comes to doing actual policy, yeah. It doesn't make sense, okay? It does make sense if you think about it from the framework of like, I am terrified of ever fucking running a campaign that is going to just straight up give people money because I'm worried they're going to say I'm a communist, and I'm worried that they're going to say, you know, how do we pay for it? How do we pay for it? How do we pay for it over and over again? And I don't want to, I don't want to ever personally fucking deal with that messaging problem. So everything's a tax cut. Everything's a tax cut. Everything's a tax cut. Anyway, there's more. Advisors have weighed, including parts of the care economy, such as paid leave and childcare patients and tax plans, e.g. billionaire tax hike in the upcoming push this week, but I'm not sure whether they'll make it in. Oh, so they're fucking not admitting, they're not putting in the good shit. I was surprised to learn that 62 million U.S. workers are employed by a firm with fewer than 500 employees. Oh my Lord. This is the good part. This is the good shit. The care economy, focusing on the care economy, paid leave, childcare plans, tax plans, including billionaire tax hike. That's the good shit. So they're literally coming out with the cookie cutter, means tested neoliberal bullshit and not coming out with the actual good shit. Doing this shit also makes doing taxes without some stupid shit like TurboTax or a CPA impossible, which makes something like a single tax bill being sent to the Americans by the IRS even harder to implement. Oh my God. Oh my fucking Lord, dude. I don't even know if, Dems are so afraid of being called communist, good Lord. They're going to be called communist regardless. Just do things that are good for people and communicate how they're good for people and how Republicans are lying. You can do that already. Okay? You're doing that already. You're doing that already. You are forced to do that in every other aspect. Democrat, Biden is calling her Comrade Harris. Okay? Trump literally is calling Kamala Harris Comrade Harris. Okay? Did I say Biden? Sorry. Trump is calling Kamala Harris Comrade Harris. Trump says that under the Biden administration, America skipped the step with socialism and went to straight communism. These are laughable fucking concepts. Just laugh at it and be like, these dumbasses want us to not give you nice things, okay? For far too long, nice things have only been afforded by the federal government in the form of taxpayer-funded subsidies to corporations and the billionaire class. We want you to get a crumb of that. There's a lot of you out there. There's a lot more of you than there are of them. But we want to, and it's going to be somewhat costly, but we want you to get something in return for all the taxes that you're paying for. Okay? They call that communism. It's utterly ridiculous because they don't want you to have nice things. Just say that because it's the fucking truth. Okay? Force them into a corner of engaging in, deficit hawkish behavior that Donald Trump doesn't like doing. He does not do it because he is a populist. He knows he doesn't want to do that. He knows that that's poison for his base. Okay? It would divide his perspective. It would literally divide his base. If he was engaging in deficit hawking, it would literally cut across his own base of support. There are a shit ton of people who still think Donald Trump has their best interest in mind because he communicates that way. Kind of funny, just 2% of Democrats say Biden made the wrong decision by dropping out per Suffolk poll. 18% of Republicans say he did. Yeah. Is there an inherent reason why they won't engage in the truth? I understand Dems are terrible, but the current strategy seems like the same old garbage because the same old garbage seems promising now because it's got a new polish on it. Okay. That's it. It's no longer Joe Biden, who is like a carcass presenting the same old garbage. It's now